has good technique, he will be elite. If his technique becomes great, not just good, then he's a Hall of Famer.
Fighting through contact, fighting through the offensive line, being a double team, multiple moves stacked into one, just a play of pure domination. This is actual film, this is actual football talk. It's a football show, we're supposed to talk football, not storylines.
And you are listening to Blewett's Blitz. Going to be doing, actually, it's been a little bit since the last official Blewett's Blitz. We did a live stream with myself, Robbie Sabo, and Nania. Like I said on that show, I'm now an official owner with those guys. So that's freaking awesome. So we are going to try to get together at least once or twice a month, at the minimum once a month. I'll still be having my live streams every month with Kyle, the first Monday of every month. So for the draft people out there, which is every Jets fan at this point, we'll be having a live stream the Monday following the draft. Won't do anything live for the draft. I might jump on a show here or there, but I'm going to enjoy it and just watch with my buddies and things like that. But I'm going to be doing a Justin Fields review today. I'm going to do and this is unbiased, completely. I think context matters. I actually watched this Justin Fields film probably 3-4 months ago, if not longer than that. And I started with 2019, and I actually watched Fields first. So I didn't know, I knew about Zach Wilson, but I knew they were kind of versing each other. I didn't really know much who I liked more. So I watched this actually completely unbiased to knowing what Zach Wilson was. And this is when I thought Fields was actually going to be the quarterback of the Jets. So I'm going to speak about it fairly, what I see, what I don't see. Just like as I will do with Zach Wilson. The film doesn't lie. I'm not going to try to bullshit anybody. And these are no plays were deleted, nothing. This is just what I put in here. I'm going to do the first 35 plays that I have of each guy. I think all of my 35 plays of Wilson will be 2019, so it's not as great as 2020, the shoulder injury, etc. But I wanted to give an equal kind of playing field and do 35 of each. Maybe I'll go a little bit longer with Fields. And whoever's drafted to the Jets, we're assuming it's Wilson, but if it is Fields, then I'll finish the rest of the 100 or so plays I have of either guy. So that's what I'll be doing today. I hope the room sounds a little better. I know last time it's the acoustics are a little bit odd in this room and echoes a little bit. So opening the windows, I think, helps a little bit. So if you're wondering why I'm wearing a sweatshirt, rocking the Leon Washington jersey, which is a classic. Gotta love Leon. It's because it's freaking cold in here. It's 40-something degrees today. So, but I wanted to sound good. So, we're going to get into the Justin Fields film. I'm not going to do strengths and weaknesses. Right now, we'll talk about some of them as we go. The things that stand out, but I'll give those, like I said, after the fact. I have them listed and things like that, but I want to give those if whoever is drafted. Maybe I could still do it for Fields or whatever, but again, we're assuming it's Zach Wilson. I think he's minus 5,000 right now for to be drafted number 2 to the Jets with Vegas, which they're pretty accurate. They don't like to be wrong by that much. What is it? You bet $100 right now to win $1 for Zach Wilson, or whatever it may be. I could be completely wrong on that. I'm not going to check my account right now, but yeah, it's something like that. I forget. Maybe 100 to win 5, something. I'm not good with math. This isn't a math show. So let's go right into Fields again. I'm going to run through. Now listen, there are some things you could go a little bit more depth in. There's some things you could not. Okay, this is why off. Because not on the line of scrimmage, you can go through formations. I just want to go through the important stuff. I'll talk about some of that stuff when we want to. I just don't want to make it too dry and too long for no reason. We can do that stuff other times, which we do. But let's just hit the main points of this film. That I think a lot of people at this point think it's going to be Wilson. So, I don't want to drag this out for too long with Fields. I'm going to do the same thing with Wilson. Listen, I'm doing 130 plays. Do you want to hear me break down literally every single tiny little thing? At times, I don't think so. But let's get Fields first. Gun set, obviously with the Y off. Switch read, rush, touchdown. This is going to be a read option. It's just a switch read. And automatically you see the athleticism. It's something that's very obvious. here with the switch read, just going opposite ways, reading that front sided outside zone. And obviously the entire defense bites on it, and he has a wide open lane. That's as simple as that. It's a good read. Obviously, good athleticism to get skinny right here. I do like that he's light on his feet at this point. He knows he has some pressure coming from his left side. You can see he's really light on that near leg, that left leg, because obviously if that leg is taken out, now he can maintain his balance if his weight is on the away leg. So he lightens that left leg, absorbs that contact, and runs forward for whatever that is, a 50-ish yard touchdown, a 51-yard touchdown. So switch read, great job getting skinny through there, lightening the load on that near leg, breaking the tackle, contact balance, running for a touchdown. Something he obviously has the capability of doing. And if you were to add him to any offense, you have the ability for read options, for some quarterback running, quarterback draws, quarterback powers, quarterback G lead, whatever you want to do with him, you're able to do. That's for sure, because of the athleticism. Sometimes I think it's a little bit overblown. Like I know he ran like a 4.45 or whatever. Do I think he's that fast? No, I think he's fast. I don't think he's like 4.5 fast. I don't think he's fast receiver fast. I know people say, oh, he's running with Trey Sermon, whatever it may be. And I get that. But again, context matters one in that situation too. Was, whatever. He's fast. He's definitely fast enough. That's for sure. Is he Kyler Murray? Is he Lamar Jackson with running? No, he's also a different runner. They're more shifty. He's a little bit more power than those guys. That's for sure too. So while they might beat him in some other areas, he might beat them in terms of his power and being able to take on contact, break sacks because of just strong base that he has, etc. So scissors touchdown, play action. That just a scissors concept right here, from this tight end wing. This wing right here. One's going to run up and out. One's going to run under, and scissors concept. So it's a tight end scissors, and it's a good read by by Fields. This defender is the defender he's reading. If he's going to stick with the corner, the post is going to be open because he has that natural inside leverage on this outside defender. So he's going to throw that. That's what he's looking at. Obviously, in this situation, you'd like the defense to have some type of automatic switch call because both of the defenders take the corner and the post is absolutely wide open. But good job by Fields recognizing it again. But in the NFL, you need to hit this 1,000 times out of 1,000. And this is what I was like looking at, and I'm going to continue to go over it. Is a lot of the touchdowns that I saw were like, this is clearly very, very, very wide open. Very wide open. So good read. Is it overly complex? No. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to read if the linebacker gains depth. Then he's going to go to his scissors. He's going to see if there's anything in the middle of the field, which he's checking. And then again, you read these defenders. How do they handle it? If there's a Zorro call, do they switch? Is it not? Is he over top? You obviously read leverage. And what happens is when they scissor, number 7 sticks with 89, and the post underneath of it is absolutely wide open. Got to hit it. But he hits it. Fine. Good. Good base. The throw is fine. The hallway is pointed correctly. I would say he can get even more out of his legs. He kind of slams it down instead of driving through it. He doesn't really generate a lot of power from his legs right here in terms of really stepping through that throw. But again, this is just a general accuracy throw. You just have to put it on it. It's not something you need a lot of power on. It's not any of that. So we're not going to get crazy about the base and the throw here, even though it's a tiny bit off. One's pointing this way a little bit, and this one, and the hallway's going this. You want to go more in the same direction here. And he doesn't really completely step through. He kind of shortens it because of some pressure, but which is fine. Again, it's a general accuracy throw. You just got to put it on the guy. He does that. He reads it correctly. That's good. Next 3. Fields open touchdown. Again, I just going to show open touchdowns. I'm going to show some things like that because you make the argument for either side, whether it be too easy for one guy, too easy for another guy. Depends on your level of competition, depends on the players you have, depends on how open the windows you were thrown into, clean pockets. It's surrounded many guys or both guys here. So another gun set. Wide trips. When the offensive if there's a tight end attached to the line, I call it wide trips. So your 3x1 wide trips, gun, strong running back. So curl inside, outs, and the outside is the vertical. It's like a vertical stretch type concept. I don't know what the hell the defense is doing here, to be completely honest. It looks like they're kind of rolling into a cover 3 at the start of the snap. He man turns, so maybe he's just locked because he's the only threat on that side. This defensive back never gets outside to the vertical, the 9 from the outside receiver. You have multiple guys kind of sitting on this curl sit route, and you have a guy who's running completely wide open to the end zone. Fields reads that. His reads are going to go vertical then inside. So his reads are probably going to be 1, 2, then go to 3. So he's reading 1, and he's going to see if this guy continues to gain to get outside on him, and if this safety is going to pick him up, or corner safety, whatever it is, whether this be like a 3 cloud, and this is 2 safeties, that's a corner, whatever it may be. It looks like it could be 3 cloud. Maybe he's a cloud corner. He's supposed to roll over, but he never does. Regardless, nobody picks up that vertical. Field sees it, and boom, absolutely wide open touchdown. Again, he hits him, put it on the money. Good job. Again, handoff, reads the safeties, sees it, loads up. Good extension, definitely good extension from that back leg, really generating some power. Carrying the ball in a nice relaxed position. A lot of guys, like you'll see them like the old way of dropping back and quarterbacks throwing the ball. The ball is really high and uptight, but the problem is that really puts a lot of stress on the traps and the shoulders, and you don't necessarily want that. So being a little bit lower, I'm completely cool with that. If anything, I prefer it. In quarterback steps through, you can see that there's a lot of torque generated right there from his hips. Foot strike. When the foot strikes, the shoulders are still back. Hips come through first, then followed by the shoulders, creating that whip-like motion. Front arm is tight. You don't want it to be too wide, anything like that, because you're really working off the midline of your body. If the left side of your body is not balanced, the right side of your body is not going to be balanced. So when you're throwing shoulders out there, when you're leaning out of throws, if your shoulders aren't level, you're going to be off balance. Your throw is not going to be where you want it to be. So good job staying balanced. Good job stepping through. Good extension from the back leg. Good power generation from the back leg. Good whip. He's throwing a little bit deeper too. And you can see his other shoulders higher a little bit. And what that does when you raise that front shoulder, what it does is it really activates your core, and you're going over the top. I mean, you go over the top, you're going to have a higher release points for deeper balls. You don't really want a normal level release point on deeper throws, because then it's going to be too much of a line drive. You want some air under deep throws. Obviously, it's going to allow you to get it there. If you could throw however many yards this covers, a 40-yard missile, then sure. But guys usually raise that shoulder up a little bit and come higher just to activate that core and really throw that into it too. And again, the ball comes out naturally at a higher point because of that. So shoulders come up a little bit. Good base, good lead arm. He ends square to the target for the most part. Ball right in a guy's face mask. Perfect throw. I really like his deep balls are really, really good. There's 1 or 2 where I think you put more air under it and just have a better throw in general. But in overall sense, he has a really, really good deep ball. Fields needs the lead wide receiver. Let's see what this is. Again, there are some plays where I'm just doing it from the end zone view because I felt that was all that is necessary, again, to save some time. I don't want to hold you guys here for an unnecessary amount of time. Play action. Rolled out right. They had this fake zone split. 73's in a block, and his first threat getting to Fields. They have the over from the field side. This is a levels type read. 1 and 2. He sees the over wide open. A little bit of pressure in his face. Now, I'm going to argue on this play in the NFL. You definitely want to lead your guy, pausing it when he's throwing the ball. There is a lot of room. This is obviously a man call from the defense. There is no defender over here. He has a lot of room vertically. He has a lot of room to the sideline. So where does he need to put this ball? He needs to put this ball, I got to see where it ends up. It ends up here. I want to see it out here. I don't want to see this guy have to slow down for this ball, because in the NFL, guys are going to see this guy gear down. They're going to get close to contact. They're going to get their eyes back to the ball, and they're either going to intercept this or make a play on the ball. So you never want a guy to have to slow down to the ball like that and body catch it when you have this much room to the outside. So he needs to put better location on this ball for sure. In terms of the base and the throw, it's really, you can see definitely it's a longer wind up than some other quarterbacks. His release is definitely a little bit long. But again, in terms of, you can argue here, like, is he overstriding? Maybe a little. I mean, you're not when you're overstriding, you're not really allowing to bring that full power from the core, or from your hips. You're not really allowing yourself to completely step through. Which he does step through, but again, there's some pressure in his face, so he doesn't step all the way through. Again, you could argue it here. I would say this is more of his normal throwing base. There are definitely times where he overstrides when he throws. But again, I do want to see this ball with better location. You don't want to see a guy have to gear down. And obviously it leads to an incompletion there. So that needs to be a touchdown 10 times out of 10, in my opinion. 5. Post TD. Oops, sorry. Went to the end zone view already. I jumped the gun there. Play action, single back. Well, they got 2 tight end. I got another tight end to wing right there. 12 personnel, play action. Pretty simple concept. There's only 2 guys out there with a lot of protection. You have the post, and then you have the curl. Wide open guy again. This is what I'm talking about with, like, some of the episodes I was talking about. Like, a lot of his plays were pretty easy. When people talk about competition stuff, doesn't matter if you're playing, whoever I don't know who are they playing in this game. Oh, which, by the way, I could talk about that too. Some of the games. This is all 2019 fields. I even mentioned that. Florida Atlantic, I guess this is. I don't know. I have Florida Atlantic, Cincinnati, Indiana, Miami of Ohio, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin, Clemson. These are all the games I watched in 2019. I hope that's not out of order, but I'm not the greatest with college teams and stuff like that and who exactly these jerseys are. But in terms of, like, okay, he's playing against harder competition, all this stuff. Like, I'm just being fair to both arguments. I really do want to be fair. Is this not easy? Clean pocket guy who has inside leverage by a yard or 2 on a post. This is pretty easy. This is a throw you can make in the NFL, again, 10 times out of 10. So let's just be fair to both guys in terms of who has a pocket, who has tighter windows, etc. A lot of this stuff so far has been pretty easy. This is an easy touchdown. Now, again, dropping back, I'm sure he reads the safety. This corner, obviously, man turns, and he is one inside leverage and getting over the top, of that little, was it 2 steps outside? Let's just say there's a little nod outside, like a nod post, and he jumps on the nod, and it's a wide open post. Good job by Fields. Definitely good trajectory on the ball. You don't want to put too much air under it, and obviously get out of the back corner or the back of the end zone, and not allow the receiver to catch up. I mean, the cornerback to catch up. Play action, reads the post first, checks middle of the field, steps up, or hitch, step up. Again, strike while the shoulders are coming back. Leans out of it a little bit. He definitely is. He's leaning a little bit, but still end square to the target where he wants to throw the ball. And I'm not going to say it's leaning a little bit. That's fine. End square to the target, foot pointed. Ball is a laser, completely where he wants it. I'm cool with it. Again, that's his first read. Checks middle of the field, sees the post, sees the leverage, reads it, hits him. Missile. Good throw. Completely cool with it. Again, pretty easy touchdown, which I will show for Wilson as well. Easy touchdowns are easy touchdowns. For the most part, I think for both guys, I skipped it a little bit. the easy touchdowns. Some of them, I think by the end, I was like, okay, it's an easy touchdown. So you're supposed to hit it. Fields end hit. What the hell? If you hear crazy noises outside my house, it's just neighbors and stuff. 3x1, gun set, open right here. Let's see. So you have a seam and a 9. Seam and a 9, isolated backside, and then this kind of works as like a levels thing. So I'm sure he's going like 1, 2, 3, check down, backside. I guess if he sees something he likes on the backside, maybe he can alert to that before the play, and this will become his first read. But he's reading. Let's see who's reading first. Checks middle of the field, checks the safety, which they are showing. Man, at this point, I would think based on his reads and what he's told at this point, they're showing man. You have everybody literally over top of each other with the one deep safety. You can guess pretty simply this is cover 1. It doesn't really take much. I think people who could play Madden can guess this if they were looking at it. Maybe not on a football field, but so you have cover 1. They send a blitz. The guy who was picking up the running back was green dogging, thought he was going to stay in and just shot. He shot his shot. Nobody's picking up the running back. Fields reads his 1. He sees the over the top leverage. He's a little bit to the outside, but over the top. So he trusts his guy to win deep. Fields with obviously he gets absolutely smacked. So fantastic job in terms of not or be willing to take hits to deliver a ball. There's not one person who's going to evaluate this guy on film and tell me he's not a tough dude. That would be crazy. Now the corner, to be fair, does not play this ball well. He loses the receiver. The receiver doesn't locate. Want to look high to low. Want to still maintain contact with that receiver. He doesn't. Loses it, but Fields puts this ball in a fantastic spot along the sideline. That is for sure. And again, from opposite hash to where he's throwing, 40, 20, 30. This ball goes like 43 yards vertically, but then you have to consider it's hash to sideline as well. So it goes definitely quite a distance. And look where this ball ends up. Outside shoulder along the sideline. Does he drop that? Did he just drop that? Again, a lot of these plays I'm going through like pretty, for lack of a better word, be mature, but raw into this. So again, I haven't watched this in 3 months. Like I record this stuff. There's no script. There's no nothing. We're just doing it. Oh, he doesn't drop it. Okay. But look at this location. Does he catch that? Does he drop it? He dropped it. Okay. Regardless, this is perfect. NFL, a decent receiver makes this play 10 times out of 10. Fantastic ball by Fields. Again, the ability, again, to read middle, then to read your 1, see that his leverage, you like it. He knows he's going to take a shot right here. I'm sure he could see that in his peripherals or feel it. And again, still steps through his throw, still gets the foot strike, still gets the disassociation from the hip and the lower body. You can really see that torque. You can see the upper body raising to really get that ball out and over top at a higher release point to get it vertical. Huge shot, and look at the location. Money. That's a money throw. Receiver drops it, so you have to consider that, but that's not on him. Fields playmaker, plays 7. Okay. He's under the center again, single back. The tight end wing, they like that in the single back as we're watching. Clearly, at least in this game. Okay, let's see. Play action. You have a naked right. Pretty good sell. Outside zone, naked right. Roll out a clear hold on the tight end, if I've seen one before. He's obviously not going to take that. Doesn't see anything he likes. Changes his angle, his track to avoid 7. 54, who is just on the tight end, now is going to try to close ground. Fields sees that, sees his tight end sitting open. A little jump pass, nice Again, so you talk about like off platform, some of these throws on the run. The most important thing is that you're balanced. You do want to get vertical to kind of displace some of that momentum going toward the sideline. When you're getting vertical, you're going towards your target. Obviously, when you're rolling out to the side, you have to fight your body to stay straight to deliver that ball. So you do, ideally, it's not going to happen every time. You want to get some of those steps vertical, which he takes a vertical step or two. Jump, butt, square, tight, square to the target. Nice tight elbow, allowing himself to really rotate through. He gets a lot of the torque from this throw comes from planting that left foot and then still being able to cock his upper body back. Nice ball. Dropped again. So not ideal in terms of his guys he's playing around right now, dropping balls this game. All right. Play 8. Great movement and throw. Another wide trips. Tight wide trips. Gun. Isolated backside. Let's see. Great movement and throw. Okay, another play action. A lot of their play actions, I don't know if it was coached this way or whatever. The running back didn't really close ground to that mesh point. A lot of their play actions, they really just had Fields kind of duck down and put the ball out there, but it never really got to that mesh point. And again, if you're a safety, a corner, whatever, just seeing him kind of duck down and not being able to see over top of the lineman, it does enough. Do I love it? No, not necessarily. But that is what they did quite a lot, is they didn't really actually get to that mesh point. They kind of he just ducked down like he was faking it. But okay, so now you have a sail type concept, vertical. Doesn't matter where this comes from. It can come from the actual side of the vertical. Doesn't matter if it's an over. Doesn't matter if it's a corner. Whatever. It's a 3-level read: vertical, intermediate, short. So that's what his read's going to be right here. So he's going to look. He's probably going to snap the ball, check middle of the field to see if that post 9 is going to be open, post or 9 depending. Then he's going to go to the intermediate. Then he's going to go to the shoulder drag right there. And obviously there's some quick pressure, which is he's going to be great at avoiding some of this stuff. You have immediate pressure in the B gap because the left guard got absolutely destroyed right here. But immediate pressure, Field starts to drift away from it. Just having that peripheral vision, having the ability to read angles. He's coming at a harder angle, or coming at a more horizontal angle towards the sideline. So he doesn't want to.
For the rest of this video, nearly 2 hours worth, find the link and click the link in the description below and become a JetX subscriber today.